How many times you actually feel like you're lost? You don't know where to go. There is no one around you to actually understand what you're going through. It feels pretty bad to live with your parents, to see them grow, and you don't have anything to do but to see them actually getting old. And not only that, they probably don't appreciate you living with them. And at the same time, you're not doing what you want. You're not getting out. You're not seeing your life. You are getting older too. You are probably thinking 100% of the time, what will you do? You want to get married. You want to have a girlfriend. You want to have kids. You want to have a business. You want to have a lot of things, but you don't know where to start. This is where it gets emotional, because you care for your family and even your future family, but you don't want to settle for less than what you are worth. And in this day and age, where everything is happening so quickly, you probably don't know what to do. You feel lost. You don't know where to start. I probably didn't want to make that video, but I always imagine that I'm talking to my younger self right now. He's probably looking at me and he's wondering, what happened? Where did it all start? All this was necessary to develop my character and to develop yours too. Every one of us got a unique story. Do you remember the first time in your life that you fell in love? You probably was feeling so ecstatic that the world was all beautiful. And probably you were a kid. You were in your, 5, 10 years old. At that age, you actually didn't know what that was. And they tell you that this is not love. In my opinion, this is the purest form of love, because you are not making it conditional. It's unconditional. You love that person. You love your parents unconditionally. You love this girl right here. You don't know why. It just happened to be. And then you grow up, and people start to make it conditional. If you want a perfect relationship, then 1, 2, 3, 4, these requirements must be available in that person. And it became unconditionally so complicated instead of unconditionally so easy. And at that time, you probably got your heart broken. It can be at a younger age, like me. I actually got my heart broken by a friend and someone that I, at that time, had a feeling towards, because I was raised to treat people with respect and honor, and to never snake anyone. So I did, and I discovered that, number one, not all your friends will be like you, and number two, not all your significant others will have the same mindset as you. They can cheat, and they cannot. So you actually start to face new versions of people around you, and you start developing some trust issues. And you grow up older, and you realize that even your parents are not perfect. They did some horrific things. Not in a bad way, that's all they know. They tried their best, but their best brought a lot of chaos into your life. I'm not telling you everyone should not have traumas, but the less they are, the better. And this is not an excuse. Not an excuse to say, hey, I got this and this from this situation, so I'm free to do whatever. It's your job to fix it. It's not your job to take it and make it an excuse. This is where I started to realize something. Life can teach you lessons in the worst ways. And at the same time, when you see a difficult situation or a difficult time that you are currently in, just have faith that after this time, you will experience joy and happiness for as long as you can imagine. Sometimes it's like pulling back. And once you let go, bam, you are ahead of everyone. Because I know, sometimes you look around you and you feel a little bit sad. Maybe your friends are having good relationships. Maybe your friends got parents that make their life easier. He went to school, went to college, then when he graduated, he got into his parents' work. Some people have it that way, and nothing but respect for them. They are not taking it for granted. For those that do that, it's none of my business. But you see these people and you start to feel a little bit jealous. Don't trap up these emotions. Don't bottle it up. Feel it. But not for more than 90 seconds. And then analyze the situation that you are in. Does jealousy solve the problem? I doubt it. Does jealousy makes you better? So, what can you do to improve? What can you do to transform that envy and hate and jealousy towards people into something that can bring you joy and happiness? My best suggestion is use that as a fuel. Feel it for a little bit of time and tell yourself that you will not accept to feel that way again. And how you're going to do that is probably by being better and better, to the point that you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel proud that you do what you do. Sometimes in life you will feel like everyone is ahead of you. I'm 25 years old. Some of my friends are married. Some of them are engaged to be married. Some of them are in amazing jobs. Some of them are celebrities. When I look around me sometimes, I feel like I'm a victim, but I'm not. Because when I reach that point of success, some people will look at me and say that I was born with a silver spoon, or he got lucky. They will tell you a lot of stuff to make them feel better about themselves, about their failures, just like I was a few months ago. I was trying to tell myself that these people didn't work hard for it, even though they might have worked better than anyone and harder than everyone. The jealousy, the hate, the why me mentality was very strong on me. This is why I'm a huge advocate of meditation, of going deep inside of me, closing my eyes and see where is the problem, where it went wrong. And I'm not blaming you. At the end of the day, you are a human. But don't forget your essence. You have a soul. You are connected to higher power. Don't ever forget that. Because in today's age, most governments and most people are trying to disconnect you. Disconnect you from your real essence. You don't actually know who you are. You are much greater than this body. You are something eternal. This body, this life is temporary, but the soul is eternal. So we are allowed to experience life to its fullest, with both of its polarities, the good and the bad. But there is always a central balance in the middle. Because of one of the polarities goes so extreme, then chaos will be in your life. Sometimes we have seasons of doubt, of hate, of anger. Time passes by and you realize that all that you felt was just an illusion. You didn't have to react that way, but at that time, it felt right. So you now have experience. You experienced what it's like to feel anger, to feel pain. So now you appreciate the opposite of that. You appreciate gratitude. You appreciate peacefulness. You appreciate waking up without being so stressed about what's going to happen. When you reach that point, you will grow up, not only in age, no, mentally. Sometimes you see kids that know that, and probably kids know that more than us. They live in the moment. They are not rushing anything. They do what they love. They love themselves. They love what they do. Even if, for all the people, it looks bad, for them, it's amazing. This is how you actually do it. Enjoy every present moment. You don't just look around and see everyone's life and you try to compare it to yours. If you always do that, you will always be miserable. Sometimes you gotta focus on your lane. At one time in my life, I didn't have anyone to talk to. And at that time, I realized something really important. You gotta be your own best friend. You gotta be your own best friend. Because if you don't, then you will actually always seek validation from others. You will always be looking for someone or something to vent out to. But this is not always good. Sometimes you have to speak for yourself and yourself only, because no one will understand sometimes. I'm not telling you to be alone. I'm telling you to normalize being alone sometimes. When I was younger, I always wanted, like, girls to comment on my Instagram pictures and with the emojis of the hearts and all that. And to this day, sometimes I see guys have these kind of interactions with girls, and I be like, damn, I wanted that. And sometimes I feel like I still want it, especially if there is a specific person that I really had a crush on or anything like that. And I always wanted to feel important, feel special, because I know I have a lot of capabilities, I have a lot of talents, I have a lot of things that people don't know. But when I realized that this is my responsibility to bring out these things out to the world, then I realized that it wasn't their fault that they didn't like me, or they see me like, he's a normal guy, maybe a little cute. He's good looking, okay, nothing special. I wanted to be the best because I know I can be. But for the longest time, my shyness when I was younger always kept me away from winning. Starting this YouTube channel, and specifically this series that starts today, has always been hard to actually do. To open up a camera and to talk to that camera and to be vulnerable to a lot of people, but I'm not being vulnerable because if you look at it, you're open up to people just like you that will feel the resonance, that will feel like you are talking about something that they are experiencing in their lives every single day. Please, if you feel like you want to have a girlfriend or you want to be a best friend of some kind of relationship, I don't know. If you want a human interaction and you feel like you are alone, no, you're not. If you feel like you messed up your entire life, no, you're not. You're just getting started. You can have the best life ever. Change your beliefs about yourself. Change your beliefs about the world. Know that you are the one that can save you. Know that you are eternal, that you are connected to the source, to God. God is all that is, and you are one of it, a fraction of it. You are connected to the source. So don't ever look down on yourself. Don't feel bad that you are who you are, because for years I got stuck in that loop of playing the victim to everyone around me. And where did it got me? Nowhere. Stress and victimhood can kill you. Be grateful. Stay still, close your eyes, feel gratefulness for the smallest things. And I know sometimes the waves of sadness can come and go, but just observe it. Don't identify as being sad. You see that there is a little bit of sadness coming, okay? I will see it. Bam, like a cloud, it went away. Don't get stuck for years on certain situations, because believe me, people forget. So why don't you forget too? Forget the bad things. Just take the lessons. Take the emotions out of the memories, and it becomes wisdom. I know it sounds a lot easier than it actually is, but believe me, when you do that, when you try to convince your brain that it's actually doable, then you will do it. Be grateful for your life. Look at your parents, and instead of trying to say that they are wrong and they did you wrong, appreciate their existence. Even though if they don't appreciate your existence, and I doubt that, appreciate the good morning that you say to them. Appreciate a silly meme that your mom sends you every now and then, and be grateful that your dad always sends you the like emoji because he doesn't know how to use emojis or how to text. Be grateful for everything around you. Be grateful for that heartbreak, because it made you realize that sometimes people that you love can turn on you. And they cannot, have the same feelings as you. And this is okay. You'll find someone better. And don't tell me there are no one better than that. No, there is, believe me. 8.5 billion people. And you think that you won't find someone that really loves you for who you are? All you have to do is work on yourself. Be better for you. Focus on your garden. And the butterflies will come to you. You will not chase it. Everything will come to you in the right time. This is it for today's episode. I hope you liked it, and I will see you soon.